about the matchup. What's up guys? Today I want to talk about the matchup with Sean Strickland against Dricus du Plessis at UFC 297 in January. It's gonna be the first pay-per-view of the year. And I'm very excited for this one, and I'll tell you why. Both Sean Strickland and Dricus du Plessis, they are the two biggest male underdog wins in 2023. And it's kind of crazy when you think about it, you know. Two biggest underdogs in 2023, they're gonna fight right at the start of 2024. And I just want to look back at like their careers a little bit and see how they got here, you know. So Sean, he was kind of known as like a journeyman a little bit. He won some, but then he lost some. You know, he wasn't really known as the top guy or championship guy. No one really thought he was gonna get there. So let's look like a 1 year back. He got knocked out by Alex Pereira, which was just, yeah, it was a just Alex Pereira is just a really good fighter, so you can't really take anything away from him. But it's still a bad loss on his record. Because, yeah, you can't get knocked out like that, you know. And that was only a year ago. And then he got split decision loss to Jared Cannonier. Again, it's not the worst of losses. Jared Cannonier is a pretty good fighter, you know. And it was really close. Some people thought Sean won that fight. But he was on a 2-fight losing streak 1 year ago in 2022. So in 2023, he gets then a 2-fight win streak against Nasruddin Imavov, who is not really a top guy, you know, but I think he's like ranked number 15 or 14 or something like that. So he's not really a top middleweight, but it's still pretty decent win for Sean. Then he comes on I mean, both these fights are on short notice, by the way, but then he fights Abus Magomedov. He's like a Dagestani guy, also from Germany, but that doesn't really matter. This guy was unranked. It was like his second fight in the UFC, I'm pretty sure. So it was kind of a weird fight, you know. Like, I don't know why they made it. But yeah, Sean won that one pretty clearly, you know. Although I think he lost the first round. But Abus gassed really hard in the second, so he got just TKO'd him. But yeah, he then gets a 2-fight win streak against those guys, and then he gets a title shot at UFC 293 because there wasn't really an opponent for Izzy, and Izzy wanted to fight there because it was in like I don't really remember where it was, Australia or New Zealand. It's one of the two, I don't know which one, but it was there, so it's kind of like his hometown, you know, Izzy's hometown. So he wanted to fight, but Dricus couldn't fight there, so Sean stepped in and went ahead and fought Izzy, you know. But no one really thought Sean would beat him, because Izzy just knocked out Alex Pereira. It's one of Izzy's best wins of his career, you know. It's the same guy who knocked out Sean Strickland. So I know MMA math didn't work, but we saw that, and that was kind of enough, you know. Plus the loss to Jared Cannonier, you know. Izzy already beat Jared, so like, how could you pick Sean Strickland to this fight? Was kind of the narrative, you know. So that's why he was like a plus 450 underdog against Izzy, you know. Pretty big underdog. He was the biggest male underdog of that year that won the fight. And then he just dominates Izzy. Like, he won 4 rounds, lost 1, so pretty dominant win, you know. Knocks him down in the first round, outstrikes him for the whole fight. Just Izzy was known as like the best striker in the UFC. And then just Sean Strickland, the journeyman, comes and outstrikes him. It's insane to think about, you know. But yeah, now Sean finally got some recognition, you know. He's a champion now, which is crazy to think about. No one would think that he's the champion, you know. But yeah, that was just crazy. Then I want to talk about Dricus, his opponent. Dricus was on the come up, so he wasn't really like Sean Strickland, who was losing some, then winning some, losing some. Dricus undefeated in the UFC, still undefeated. But he was not really being the best guys, you know. He beat Trevin Giles, Brett Tavares, Darren Till, and Derek Brunson. That Derek Brunson is a pretty good win, but people didn't really think he was that good, you know. He gasses quickly, like everyone said he was gassing very quickly. He looked very tired against Darren Till in their fight, you know. So people didn't really think he had like the gas tank. And his style also looked pretty sloppy, you know. He doesn't look too technical, too pretty. So people didn't really think he was like championship level, and yeah, he couldn't really do much against the top guys like Izzy or Robert Whittaker or something like that, you know. But then he got scheduled to fight Robert Whittaker at UFC 290, and Robert Whittaker, you know, he's definitely he was one of the best guys at middleweight. He still is, of course, but he was basically the second champion at middleweight. You know, people saw him as the second champion, only below Izzy, because he has never lost to anyone except Izzy at 185. So he was just kind of known as that guy at middleweight. No one could touch him, you know, except Izzy. I actually thought that he beat Izzy in the second fight, so in my opinion he was the best, you know. I thought, in my opinion, he was gonna beat Dricus and then beat Izzy again. That's what I was thinking, but nope, that wasn't how it played out. Because at UFC 290 he was a plus 275 underdog against Robert, and then he just beats Whittaker pretty dominantly, you know, wins the first round, knocks him down, takes him down, and then he gets the TKO in the second round, which was just so insane, man. When I saw that, I couldn't believe my eyes, you know. It's one of the craziest things ever. So yeah, that's how we got here, you know. Now at UFC 297, they're gonna fight each other. Sean Strickland versus Dricus du Plessis. Amazing fight, man. Amazing matchup. They're both really well-rounded fighters. Sean has a lot of volume striking, really good boxing, and Dricus is a really strong guy, powerful, good hands and good grappling. In my opinion, this is my my favorite matchup of 2024 so far. I'm so excited for this one, and I will also make a prediction probably later, maybe in like a month or something when we're close to the fight. But yeah, that was just this video. I just thought this video was needed because it's just so crazy to think about this fight.